What's going on, guys? It's your boy Vision. Now today we're bringing you ATRAKS copies of copies challenge. We had Red Rover for the first encounter last week, and now we have the second challenge that we just brought out last week. I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but I don't care. I'm still bringing you this guide to copies of copies challenge. Now, how this challenge actually works is you can't get rid of the buff. Simple enough. You can't get rid of the debuff. Once you do damage to ATRAKS, you cannot get rid of that debuff. Simple as that. Like, you've got to keep hold of it. You've got to keep all four of them all times. So mainly what you want to aim for is a one phase. Like, if you've been able to get one phase in the past, well done to you lot. This is going to be a hell of a lot easier for you. If you haven't, then obviously it's going to be a bit tougher. There's different ways around it. Yes, you can go to a second phase and hopefully then be able to knock it down in like the first few, so you can go straight into the final phase straight away. Now, there is still a couple of cheeses towards these. These will probably get nerfed when Bungie decide to update everything back in the new year, as they're not planning on changing anything at the moment. One of them was in which where you use the Thunder Crash version on the door to go outside of the map, basically, to go and attack the only ATRAKS that just seems to spawn in the next area. That normally works. Another one works in a way that if you all stagger together, all four of you, and you shoot the debuffs off at the same time, what can happen sometimes is they can kind of manipulate together and then become one. So you, instead of got four, you've got three, or instead of three, you've got two. So you know you're juggling with less then. Or really, one of the worst ways really, but I mean, it takes reses off you, is obviously killing yourself in the airlock. Apparently that works, apparently it doesn't. It's in certain ways. But in terms of strategy, what we decided on was we would have 5 people up top ready for the first damage, and we'd have 1 person downstairs. So that 1 person can then pick up the scanner and obviously go and call out the next one, whilst all 5 of them start doing damage on this first one. Once that's done, and obviously the person who's picked it up, obviously the operator can't do anything. The scanner's taken down to myself, which is down there. This is my boy Prince's perspective. Shout out to him, and for actually recording this, only because my internet connection is not that well at the moment. So I'm actually downstairs now with the scanner. We're sending someone else down, and we're basically going to do a 2-man attack, mainly one. Depending on how we go with it, doesn't matter at the end of the day. And then depending on who gets buff, obviously goes up. In my case, it was me by accident. I accidentally picked it up, so I had to come up, and then more or less it was, as soon as I got up, I just went and did this. This was literally it. Like, I sent one back down real quick just to make sure that everything was sorted, and it's basically just on the point of which now they're just going to do a 4-man damage instead, because I wasn't up there in time. Just me, it's just my luck, but they're still doing enough. They're doing plenty enough there easily, and so I come up, I decide, just shoot me off, and I'm back out because my boy Prince is up here. So there's myself there, I get knocked off, I go back down, Prince picks it up so we can still do more damage downstairs. So now my team upstairs decide they want to try and basically duplicate the boss together, which does also work in terms of a cheese, and it also helps in terms of how many people you want around. But basically all they did was literally just get together in the corner. The operator just shot them off, and literally all enough, we lost it, and we had 2 people with 2 buffs instead of 4. So now we knew we were good. We could send people down, and we can also get more damage. All it is then, you basically do the last thing as it normally is. Everybody can do it no matter what. You'll have plenty of time to actually do it, and more or less that's just everything towards the challenge. It's just simple enough. Make sure you cooperate around who's going to be picking up the operator, who's going to be picking up scanners, who's going to be picking up replication buffs, because you need to make sure you are on top of them, and make sure communication is key, because obviously it will be. Now, coming into next week's reset, when the next challenge is out of all trades, I've got plenty of ideas towards it. We've got something already going in, but that is basically it. Just absolutely dig the last boss, pick your 2 chests up with extra loot, and that's copies of copies completed. So hope it's useful, guys. If you need any help, just give us a bell. Obviously, it's just a quick guide on how to actually complete the challenge. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers and peace out.